Is it okay? Is it okay? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Now I would like to present uh, my research about I think I just want to talk about this is my work by my students. He came to me, he is a contractor, and then there is a problem about the contractors like materials. In construction, in civil engineering, there's material is very important. So I think it's the fluctuation. And then he came to me, he want to use how to solve this problem about the materials in construction project. So this is the based on our research about the material as our title is System Dynamics Approach to Managing Material Costs of Runs in Industrial Building Projects. So it's me. I'm associate professor from Universitas Pembangunan Jaya, and also I'm a member of American Civil Engineering Association, and also I have a certificate of from IPMA. It is the International Project Management, and also I teach construction management, project management, and also system dynamics. And now I'm a PhD student too at the Harvard International Theological Seminary. But now we are not talking about the theological, but now about our research. So that we have mentioned before that this is the problem in the constructions. It's not only in Indonesia, but also in the world, because material is very important. If the materials, for instance, is reinforced and also concrete and also etc. If you want, it is the problem. If the contractor want to beat his cost, so the material is very problem. So it is the problem now. So how to take it as the model as system dynamics. So we can. So now we want to develop a system dynamics model to simulate and manage material cost of run, because that I mentioned that material is very fluctuations. So we cannot imagine and then predict what price is the next year, what price is the next month. For instance, it depends on the economics situations. We don't know. It is the political, it's the geopolitics situations in every world. Materials is very fluctuations. So how to do it? So we want to identify key risk drivers and test mitigation strategies dynamically. It is who has to identify what the problem is and what the factors that cause that can be cause of runs the materials. So why we use system dynamics? Because there are many methods that have been used. For instance, in Monte Carlo, analytical hierarchical process is also used. I also myself, I have many papers using a Monte Carlo how to predict the risk. And now we want to know about the lag feedback loops, also time delays, and also interaction modeling. And then what the benefit of system dynamics? The benefit of system dynamics can capture how risks evolve and interact dynamically. I think it is the answer why my student want to come to me, because he know that I know about the system dynamics, and then he has a problems about the materials in his works, because he's a contractor, and then he know everything about the materials. Who is here in I just saw civil engineering background here? There's no? Okay, so I think you know about the materials, okay? The materials in the construction, it's very, I don't know, in America, maybe it depends on the geopolitical situation, I think material is very risky. For instance, I have clients that the materials came from Russia, but no, the Russia is have a political situation, and then there's war. And then how to get the material from Russia to Indonesia? We cannot. So because they're different, so we have to buy. They have to buy the same material from the other country. For instance, in Taiwan, because there is the geopolitics. I think this is a problem. If you want to if we didn't calculate the risk, it can be the cost very high. Now SD is no, so SD is well situated for modeling uncertainty. I said to him, to my friend, that system dynamics can be useful to predict the uncertainty. So she came to me, and then how to manage the delay of the delivery of the materials. So what's the methodological framework here? So we want to build the cost variables here. For instance, estimated cost inference, mitigation cost, and also actual cost. And after identify many factors that influence the cost of runs, we find nine key risk drivers. For instance, price fluctuation, also delays. And then we integrated the dynamic simulation using causal loop diagram. And we have equation here. This equation is actual cost, same as estimated cost plus overrun plus mitigation cost. So we can see here the nine factors. The nine factors can influence by the cost. Cost is here can be. This is the estimated cost here. The estimated cost, then cost overruns, deviation, and then also can be loop here, cost actual cost, and then this is the negative balancing. This is going to influence the preventive action, and then the estimated cost here. And also the nine factors is the important nine factor is very influenced to the estimated cost. For instance, is material shortage. It can be influenced for the cost of deviation and also for preventive action. And then if you want to see the specification changes, it's also specification change because the owner can be changed their specification. So it can be influenced by the cost deviation and also preventive action. It is the system thinking causal loop that we have discussed with the contractor. The contractor know everything about this, so we have to identify all of the factor that can influence the estimation here, influence the cost of runs here. After this, this is very complex. Very complex. I think we use maybe more than 2,000 variables. 2,000 variables, and then because he is a contractor, he know everything about the matter of his work. For instance, like how to win the tender, how to win the bid. So this is the very complicated. And then actually we can build the pilot because very complex. So if you have the pilot, for instance, is the nine factor here. The nine factor here, for instance, is material price fluctuations. We can pilot here is currency fractions. If the currency fraction, if you want to strip and to increase the currency fraction and also inflation fraction, caption, or the procurement cycle, So what the if the option for the 3 procurement cycle, because you know as a contractor, it's not only one procurement. It can be 2 and 3 procurements. It depends on the price of his contractor cost. So for instance, is a change in material specification here. So we can make a pilot here. For instance, material type specification fractions. So we can move to here and then to move here. What's the material if you want to move it? See, it is one of the model that we have built about this the material. There are 9 because depend on the 9 factor that have very influence in the estimation. And then so we can material shortage also, and then so the rework if there is a rework, because in construction always have reworks. What the impact of the reworks here? Okay. After this, so after there are many pilots there, and then we have built the many complicated of the the piece I can imagine about the contractor measures here, but when we have built the simulation, they build everything because you know about the what the measure in the field. As a contractor, they know everything. So if you want to take it as the system dynamics, I think it's the system dynamics. You can use the different perspective from the others. Yeah. So I think if you want to use the system dynamics, you can be control the unpredictable. As myself, as a supervisor of the system dynamics, I have students also use system dynamics to predict the risk here. So, for instance, in simulation setup here, setup here, for instance, is that I have mentioned before. For instance, in RCR records, industry reports, and also and then in expert interviews. Expert interviews are used to validate our model here. So, is there our validation is good or not? Is it make sense or not? And then the 9 risk submodels embedded in one integrated simulation and high before slide. So the wolf, the variables is about the 2000 variables here. So everything we use it, and then how the influence of this for the cost of ransom. And then evaluated by integrated expert feedback, and then scenario testing, and then we design test effect of mitigation timing and intensity. This is the graph that we have that we have results here. So you can see that if but using the pilots here, everything the pilots, so we can see what's the measure of the, for instance, initial actual cost. When you see actual cost here is red line here, and then the final actual cost is green, and then the initial cost estimate and final cost estimate. It is the graph here after we use the pilot, everything. For instance, if there is inflation, and if there is cost material, everything, and that we have mentioned before. And then this is also the graph of you can see that the material price is the 9 factor here. So we can see what's the graph if you want to simulate everything about the material here. Now, what the key finding here? Based on the system dynamics that we have built, there is a top risk driver, for instance, in material price fluctuations and also procurement delays, also specification changes, because it is very important for the contractors. Maybe it's not only in my country, but also in the world, maybe I think. because when I have discussed with the other contractor, it is also the problem of the contractor. I think contractor want to know how to predict the situation, how to predict the price of the material. I think if you want to use the system dynamics, so you can predict how much the material based on this research. So without mitigation, overruns risk can be 25 to 30% of the project cost. And with mitigations, so with mitigation that we have built the system dynamics every pilot here, so overruns drop below 10%. So I think this is the benefit of the system dynamics. So after we discussed system dynamics, my friend loved system dynamics. And also he used in his field. And also I want, after this, we want to make it as a book. And he's very excited about the system dynamics. And also, the key finding is timing and coordination of responses were critical to success. So what's the practical implication? The practical implications, so you can see that it can provide an early warning system for cost risk. So that we have mentioned before, and so, what's the graph here there. So as a contractor, at the bidding process, he know not only for a long time, just only 1 second, 2 seconds, just know how much the price of the system, of the price of the material. I think it's very, very useful. And then help for manager plan procurement, of course. And this is also the bridges communication between finance, engineering, and supply chains. Because the supply chains also can be coordinate each other, how to know about the material there. And also adaptable for different project scale and phases. So, the project can be different every phases, and from the planning to execution, and also closing. Now, after we use the system dynamics to for the contractor, for the how to know the material, system dynamics provides a dynamics feedback-driven approach to managing cost overruns, and also as effective mitigation depends on timing, data, visibility, and system insight. Also, is the future investments. And also broader application potential, for instance, is the infrastructure, public sector, and also global construction markets. Thank you for attention. Yes.
Thank you, Lucas. Are you able to see the Zoom question, or should I read it? I'll read it. Okay. Dushyant says, several factors affecting the cost appear to be treated exogenous to the system. Is there a thumb rule about how many exogenous variables can be included in a simulation?
Pardon? You read the question from the Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to repeat it? Basically, how many exogenous variable? Do you have a limit on the number of exogenous variables you try to include in a simulation?
Yeah, the simulation is very based on the data from the contractor. So we have to simulate every single of the material. And in this material, so we can see this is the brand of this the system dynamics here. There are many here. So there are many variable there, and also we have analysis of price, and then simulate them and how many coefficients, how to calculate the process here, and then the simulation here. So every that I have mentioned at the pilots for the 9 factor there. Yes.
Okay, one more question. Just keep it pretty quick.
When you were talking about so in the scenario planning, what kind of scenarios did you use? And one of the things I've taken from here is that across function communication was also a big issue, informing price controls, informing supply chains and all. And you mentioned about Russian war, for example. So how did you bring in the global effect of these kind of variations into your scenario planning?
Yeah. We have discussed with not only one contractor, but many contractors. We use FGD, focus group discussion, how to make sure our model here. And then after FGD, there are many input from the contractor, and then we simulate again. The simulation is not only one simulation, but many simulation that make sure that the model can be okay.
The benefit of your model, if you can extend it, is these days in United States, we are looking at President Trump's various tariffs and all. And they are going in various directions, and there's no one decision. So you can apply and talk to people who are the policymakers about what would be the impact on United States for these kind of actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I wish we had time for more questions. Please, and this goes for all the presenters, hopefully feel free to discuss afterwards and try and catch up over the time of the conference.